All right, so I'm going to make like a quick video on the Swift load board because I know that's kind of a topic that a lot of people are interested about when they're going on to a lease or just going owner op with any company, honestly. Um, and first and foremost, like before I actually get into it, my overall perspective is it's not really that great. It's not terrible exactly. Um, it's not something that you could live off of. It's not something that you could expect to kind of like get all of your loads from. You're still going to need what they call a owner op consultant, which isn't really an owner operator consultant. It's just a driver leader, honestly. Like, so the load board is good if all you want is something to occasionally be able to dispatch yourself. And the reason I say that is, sorry, kind of a little itchy. Anyway, the reason I say that is because there's not really a whole lot on the load board, and you can't plan ahead. Everything that you see on the load board is for that day. The only time that it shows a different day, like the day before or the day after, is because it's a window. So either it says it picks up 0619 2024 to 06 22 2024. Then if you're on the 19th, you're going to see the load, and you'll see the load until the 22nd and or otherwise booked. But you don't see loads that are on there for following days. So if you want to use the load board, you could use it and go from like point A to point B if there's a load. But the problem is there's not a lot of loads on the load board. You have them in the Midwest, like the Illinois area. Sometimes there's a lot of days that there's nothing on the load board, even in Illinois, which is usually pretty decent. Southern Wisconsin is usually pretty all right as well. You sometimes see things in Tennessee and Arkansas, but the things in Arkansas go to Florida most of the time, like Arcadia or Ocala, or like just those surrounding areas. So yeah, you could use it for like loads like that from point A to B, but as I said, you can't use it for stacking yourself. So what I mean by that is if you book a load for, let's say today, which is June 12th, and it delivers tomorrow in the morning, you can't book a load for tomorrow or the day after. You have to wait until that day and hope that there's a load that shows up. And then you can't put alerts on the load board either. So if you say, I want loads like from, let's just say, Chicago, Illinois, you can't put a alert saying like, update me if load pops up. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could keep on checking, but there's no guarantee anything will be there. Most of your loads are going to come from your driver leader, or if you call it what Swift calls it, a owner operator consultant, which isn't a owner operator consultant, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so you can't really use it to like just book your loads and keep on booking loads. And like stack yourself. You could only use it for the day of. If not, maybe you could use it for tomorrow as well. Like if like you wanted it today, maybe tomorrow. But the problem is you still can't really do that because there's not many loads that are like on a window like that. But yeah, so there's that. And then like even if you went on the load board and you just put on the load board no filters at all, you'll only get like 7 pages, maybe upwards of 12 on a good day. There's not a lot of loads on there, and a lot of the loads, like I've seen like 5 or 10 loads on the load board once, and they were just like tester loads. Like you can't book them, and it says in the notes that don't book this load because it's not a real load. So you also have to pay attention to those. Uh, so it's kind of annoying having to deal with that, but like it does work to get the job done if you're in like a dilemma and there happens to be a load, but you can't bank on there's no banking on it at all, because like I said, you could only see for that day. um, so like people who like booking their own loads, like let's say if you're at Landstar or something, like in a case like that, you could book multiple loads and be 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 able to do that, and like that's just how you operate, because that's how Landstar operates. But yeah,